So I'm John Myers. I'm CEO and founder of DataShapes. You can go to the second slide, Josh. And I've been founding and thankfully successfully exiting deep tech companies for about 25 years. The team I have is an exceptional group of engineers, data scientists, and entrepreneurs, and you'll see why that's important shortly. You can go to slide 3. One of the companies that I founded and exited, next slide, please, Josh. One of the companies I founded and exited is Medi Analytics. And what Medi did was exploit a tool called ETL that emerged in the late 90s, early 90s actually, that allowed Medi and other enterprises to pull data out of enterprise silos where just an enormous amount of data was trapped. And ETL is what it was called, extract, transform, load, and that launched today's $180 billion big data business. So what we're doing is following up on that, essentially playing on that same theme. We're introducing ETRL. We added R for reduction, which is a critical need for sensor data. So we're introducing a new capability, which is embedded sensor data transformation on the device without any call to the cloud. And what this extracted data represents is essentially a new class of data. This is really important. So, wow, you're anticipating me now, Josh. Very good. So for the smart city vision to realize its potential, in our view, two things need to happen. First of all, inference has to be serverless, efficient, low cost, also has to be auditable and contextualizable, and it has to be performed on the device. There just isn't a practical solution that is cloud only. As good as deep learning is, it can't compete yet with what we can deliver today on the attributes that I just named. But secondly, the more important deliverable that we're going to bring to market is that our inference software automatically transforms sensor data on the source device, again, with no call to the cloud, no added hardware. And it transforms it to computer interpretable data that can be used on any application or platform immediately or anytime in the future. That's big data. And only our software can do this. Next slide, please. So the need for better inference and novel data transformation at the edge extends well beyond smart cities. You can see here that our DoD leaders think they'll fight wars by linking soldiers and commanders to sensor data, but they're never going to do this. Not without us, because they cannot use sensor data that is not computer interpretable in that command room where you see a commander surveying the scene. So DoD must have sensor data transformation on its devices, every single one of them, in order to realize its goals. So next page, please. So what we're doing is introducing embeddable, serverless, intelligent machine learning software that transforms sensor data into a companion stream of structured computer-ready data. It also allows us to perform serverless edge inference with exceptional utility. Next page. So our core technology is complete, it's proven, it's mature, it's patented, it's not a neural net. Rather, it's what we call PostClassical machine learning, the first of its kind, a vastly streamlined, productized platform that emulates the best of machine learning, classical machine learning techniques, and eliminates key performance barriers. So for the first time, this, as you can see in those orange boxes, our form of machine learning introduces a data architecture. This is the only machine learning you're going to see today with an embedded data architecture. And much of the exceptional inference performance benefits we deliver are the result of this data architecture. And this data architecture supports our just completely unique big data proposition. Next slide. So you should think of us as a Splunk with an intelligent agent that has benefits. I don't need to get any further into that, but this should be available and you guys can look at it later. Next slide, please. We're a SaaS company with powerful embeddable serverless inference and ETRL, extract, transform, reduce, and load software. The market we address from our point of view is the confluence of IoT, big data, and AI, which together, that's a $500 billion in market. Next slide, please. We're making a market for the company at the platform company level, and we have traction in several applied verticals. I would like to add smart cities to the list of verticals. Next slide. And for smart cities, as we do with other verticals, we'd like to engage with an owner of the problem, in this case, a city perhaps, and their systems integrator to quickly develop and demonstrate a proof of concept. So I'd welcome anyone who is involved in smart cities to talk to me. In terms of capital, we're self-funded today. Myself and Carl Berg, who's a Silicon Valley legend, we have the ability to continue in the self-funded mode as long as we need to. But in the coming year, we are going to be interested in speaking with venture capitalists, particularly those who could lead an institutional round, which we will participate in significantly. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Questions for John?
John, I'm curious if you could elaborate on just the revenue ramp of the business over the next few years.
So we're building a SaaS platform, and essentially we're modeling ourselves pretty much after Splunk. We're Splunk with benefits, if you want to think about that. All right. The analogy, just to play it out, what does Splunk do? Well, they have a passive agent that they have on virtually every server in the world, and they collect data from the servers and they ship it out, and they basically resell the same data they're capturing. They just provide a very valuable convenience. Our SaaS platform will deploy the ETRL software to the devices. We have partners who will work with to do that. We'll collect the data. It'll run through a toll gate, if you will. And so it's the same tolling model that Splunk uses. Revenue ramp, of course, is dependent on our ability to sell it. This is from our point of view, a strategic technology. So this is why I said that I'm making a market at the platform level. This is a technology that the platform companies should want. I am briefing them now. They're going to be, I imagine they're going to be interested, but not necessarily jumping right through the hoop. And that's why I'm hedging all this by building some applied applications.